Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. It's been a moment since I did my last review, but I'm back today with the 2021 Mercedes S-Class. Alright, so welcome to the 7th generation of the Mercedes S-Class. This car here is the Mercedes S500, which is the most powerful or the strongest S-Class which is currently available in Switzerland. This car here, the S500, has a 3-liter 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, producing 435 horsepower. But let me tell you one thing, it's really not about the power with this car because it's just so comfortable. I haven't driven anything comparable to this, to be honest. But yeah, so big thanks to Stern Garage.ch. I'll put the links into the description for giving me the opportunity to film this car for you today. This definitely isn't for granted, so big thanks to them. Make sure to check them out. But yeah, so what are my first impressions? I've only driven this car for 10 minutes, so I haven't really had time to figure everything out. But so far, what I noticed is that driving this car, it's just so smooth. We have a really good air suspension. So one of the first tech features that I'm going to go on to today is the suspension. So we have cameras in the front scanning the street and basically adjusting the suspension whenever you have bumps or anything coming up. So if I take this bump here, I didn't even really feel it because the suspension is already scanning what's about to come. And then the first corner here, we have the right front leaning down a bit, but of course, I mean, honestly, I don't think this really comes across on camera, but this is just next level driving experience right now. I mean, if you're into this sort of driving, if you want the comfortable driving experience. But the steering, I have to say, the steering is precise, but it's not too direct. It's not too heavy, so this is a good thing as well. And I was trying to figure out the last couple of minutes of how to best describe and explain to you what this experience is like. And honestly, it's like driving a yacht. I haven't driven a yacht myself, but the materials in here I'm going to show you later are just like in a yacht, and it's just so comfortable, it's so luxurious. The seats are so comfortable. You have your own cushion here in the back of your headrest where you can just chill and just relax and basically hover on the streets. So it's really an experience that compared to the last S-Class, 6th generation, the step up is incredible. Now another cool thing when driving around is your virtual cockpit. So we have 2 massive screens in here. We have one for your speedometer and everything, and then we have the center screen. So there aren't really any buttons anymore, so we only have screens now. This is just how the technology is going. Hate it or love it. But the incredible feature about the screen on your speedometer is that it's actually in 3D. I won't be able to film this because my camera won't capture it, but this is the second tech feature that I'm gonna talk on right now, and that is that we have a camera somewhere up here that is basically scanning and tracking my head and then changing the screen in front of you, so you have a sort of 3D view. You really have to sit in a car yourself to be able to experience and know what I'm talking about right now, because this is next level. You can also turn this off and not have it in 3D view if you want to, but it looks so cool. Now we also have head-up display, things like that, and of course the Mercedes badge in the front, looking really cool. Maybe some more tech features for those of you who are interested in this. So the car has 520 Newton meters of torque. From 0 to 100 it should run in 4.9 seconds, which is really good out of this 6-cylinder. I mean, we have 2 tons of weight, empty of course. With me in it we might be a bit more. But yeah, 9-speed automatic gearbox from Mercedes, and yeah, really wanna test this in a second. But I have to mention that this car is brand new. So Stern Garage.ch basically gave me a brand new car. I got the opportunity to drive this and to experience it, and yeah, this is so. We're getting to a leg where we can finally test this out. So we have your driving settings here where you can press, and then we have sport, we have eco, comfort, sport, sport plus, and also individual. So I'm gonna head into sport plus just for a sec, shifting down to second, and yeah, let's see. This is this is just crazy. So because the suspension is so soft, the front just lifts when accelerating, but 4.9 seconds is still quite an impressive number. Then for the next tech feature that I want to show you real quick, we're trying to go somewhere around here, that is the 360-degree camera. This is, I think, the best camera I've ever seen on a car. So you just press here, and then you have a full 360-degree view of your car, and we have cameras scanning everything, of course. So you have your blue circle around the car, and it's so precise. And I think what we can do is we can just touch the display and then just have, this is insane, and then just have a look around the car, and it's, the cameras are just such a good quality. And also on this OLED screen, you can press to see the front view, the rear view, all side views, all sorts of views. Another really cool tech feature. And you can also use this feature to let your car park itself, which I'm gonna find a really good spot, and then we're gonna do that real quick. Alright, so the next tech feature that I want to talk about is your park assistant that you have in this car. So the car should automatically park itself in a spot. We do have quite a bit of traffic, so I just found out about the next tech feature, which is that you have your live view camera here, so you can just watch from here as well, which is cool. But yeah, so it should park automatically, which we're going to find out right now. What you have to do is just press this button here and then click on Park Assistant. And now what the car is basically doing is it's scanning the street for free parking spots. There aren't any, unfortunately, up here, so I'm gonna drive around. Okay, so there is a free spot here, so I'm curious if the car will be able to notice the spot. So we're just gonna drive, and now the car found the spot. So you just press the button, and now all you have to do is just basically do nothing. So I'm literally not doing anything right now. The car is just parking on its own, and it's actually working really well. Oh, it's getting super close there, but it works really cool. So You can also, I think you can also just drive out, but we won't really need this here. But yeah, this is another really cool tech feature about the new S-Class, which works incredibly well. So I've showed you some really cool tech features about the new S-Class. There are obviously lots and lots more. You also have autonomous driving as far as the law allows it. Another really cool thing is when you're driving on the highway and you have a car in your blind spot, you don't really, or like you're not only seeing it in your rear mirrors, but you also have LED stripes across the car where the entire LED stripe will light up in orange, which is another really cool thing. So we're now going to stop here. I'm gonna talk you through the exterior and the really nice interior details, and also a bit more about the entire infotainment system. Alright, now taking a look at the exterior of the new Mercedes S-Class, I mean, just look at it. It does look really good. However, this is probably the most controversial part, the front end of this car, because the front grille just doesn't really look as aggressive as with the previous generation. That is just my opinion. However, we have the new digital lights, which are super nice and really look super cool. But as you can see, throughout the car we have really soft lines, so we really only have this one line here that sort of goes throughout the car, but other than that the design in general is really soft, and the front also looks really low compared to the previous generations. Then coming around the car, the sides of the car, we have the 22-inch wheels. New wheels look really good on the car. Then this one line that I mentioned, going all the way across to the rear section, where we have these really nice new headlights here that also have this cool light show when you start up the car. Then the rear section of the car, we have the exhaust tips here, and in general a really sleek, a long, modern, just a really elegant design looks. As I said, quite controversial for a lot of people with the new design language. However, I do like the front more than the rear. This is just my honest opinion, but I think we should now check out the interior, because this is really the highlight of this car. Alright, now stepping inside the new S-Class, when you get in you have these poppy door handles, which is another cool feature about this car. But the first thing you'll notice when you step into this car is just how comfortable the seats are. We have these cushions here. You can have your massage functions if you wish. This car doesn't have it spec, but you can spec it. We just have the finest materials and leather, just leather everywhere. Really nice stitchings across the car. New steering wheel for the new S-Class. Then another small but a really important detail are that all these buttons here are made out of aluminum or metal, so really nice feel. You don't have to press the buttons for your seat adjustments anymore. You can just put your finger on it and it's basically a touch, sort of. We then have this ambient lighting across the interior of the car, which also gives it the high quality feel and looks. We then also have these pinstripes across the car, which comes back to what I said earlier about this is like being in a yacht driving this car. Almost no buttons in this car, so we only have the light switch up here on the left, but on the steering wheel we only have these gloss black button sort of things where you just press. There's just one problem with gloss black, and that is with your fingerprints. So you do have this problem, so you have fingerprints all over your steering wheel. We also have gloss black here in the center, so not ideal about fingerprints. So this is probably one of the only downsides about this car. Then also the gear leader here, it kind of feels a bit cheap compared to the rest of this car because it's just plastic and the rest is just such high quality. The air vents are now squared, so they're not round anymore as with the previous car. We then have lots of space here, so USB-C ports. We have space here, we have space here, wireless charger here. We now also have space behind the center console, which is also super cool. Then we also have this massive center screen where you control the rest. So where you press, you can turn on and turn off your head-up display, your driving assistant, parking assistant. You can also lower and higher this car, which is also cool. You have your driving modes here. You then also have your navigation settings. So lots and lots to choose from this center screen as well. But yeah, as you can see, I really enjoy the interior. It's just nice. It just feels really good. And to be honest, you don't even have to drive. You can just sit in here and enjoy everything you have around you, all the buttons and everything. There's just so much to do in here. Just nice. Then taking a seat in the rear of the new S-Class, as you can see from my seating position, we sit super comfortable. We have automatically adjusting seats here, of course. Soft close in the car everywhere. We have 2 glass panels in the roof, so lots of overview here as well. But this is the short wheelbase S-Class. So 9 out of 10 S-Classes sold are actually the long wheelbase, but this for once is a short wheelbase, which means that it's just like a normal car, which means that it's just more for daily use and you don't really need a chauffeur. But for the long wheelbase cars, where usually you have a chauffeur here in the back, this is where it's all about. So you can really lower your seats, go all the way back. You have footrest here. If you wish, you can spec a fridge in here, so you have your drinks right up there. You can also have a pad here, and you can also have screens here. So lots and lots to spec for this car. But also the rear section, just lots of space in the roof, in the front. It's just such a spacious car. Trunk volume 540 liters, so overall really nice. Alright, so that is basically it for today's review with the Mercedes S-Class. Big thanks again to Stern Garage.ch. As I said, links in the description. Let me know what you guys think of the new S-Class. In my opinion, it's a really good car. It's super expensive. It's about 190,000 Swiss francs, which is around 160,000 euros. But to be honest, it's just perfect. It's really good. And I have to say, it's above its competitors in this range. Of course, this is just my opinion. I'm not an expert, but this is just an opinion of a 24-year-old driving an S-Class. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like or a comment if you did. And I'll see you next time.